Hey guys, Bugman8774 here. We're going to talk about classic fly reels. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's a lot of different ways to do this. This is how I do it. It's what works for me. It's quick, it's easy, and it's if you do it right, it's harmless to the reel. Now, why are we even messing with old classic reels anyway? I know a lot of guys just collect them just to have. Some of them don't even fish that collect them. That's okay. That's great. Maybe you want to clean it for your collection. Maybe you're like me and you want to clean it to use it. Personally, I like the look. I like the simplicity, the nostalgia. It's just, they're cool. I like using them, and I would prefer to use them on an old glass rod, a bamboo rod of my choosing. What's better to pair the rod with and the reel that corresponds with it. So anyway, the one we're doing today, if you're curious, is this fully aluminum skeleton reel here. This one's made by Lord Weldon. It's kind of their version of Pfluger's Sal Trout. You know, it's 50s reel, mid 50s probably. But this is, I haven't done anything to this. I mean, if you can see, it is just disgusting. I mean, straight out of the antique shop, straight out of the yard sale, wherever you might have found your old reel, grandpa's basement. Anyway, first step we want to do, you want to take it down to whatever your comfort level is. Some of these old Pow Click style reels, there's really not a lot to them. You've either got a little button here where you will push and literally just pull out the spool. This one here in particular has a flathead screw, and I've already loosened this for the purpose of the video, so I'm going to loosen this screw here, and then the spool should just come right out of the thing there. If you look inside, it's got the little engager that engages the drag. You can either have it off or on. Simple as that. Honestly, without drilling out rivets and whatnot, there's no other way to take this down any further. So it's a pretty simple one to do. First thing you want to do and to know about cleaning an old reel is that there's a lot of different kinds out there. This one's fully aluminum, so it'll be a pretty easy job. Some of them are brass, some of them are painted brass, aluminum, painted aluminum, etc., etc., etc. What we're going to use today is a solution of water and vinegar to soak the reel. But first off, first thing you do once you get it assembled down to your comfort level is you want to take a dry toothbrush and get all in here, get any all and loose dirt particles that may be in there. I'm doing this over a rag so my wife don't kill me here in the kitchen. But any loose particles, this reel is so old and hasn't been used in Lord knows how long, so there's no grease at all on there. If you find an old reel and get into doing one, I guarantee you, almost guarantee you, that the grease is in there was probably the original grease, or some grease that was really, really, really old. So you definitely want to make sure to wipe as much of that out as you can. Alright, now what we're going to do here, you're going to mix a solution. And this here is white distilled vinegar. You're going to do 4 parts water, 1 part vinegar. So, in order to get enough in this basin here I have to your right, or yeah, my left, I'm going to do a 1.5 cups of vinegar and then 6 cups of warm water. You don't need to be scalding hot, just good warm water, you know, warm to the touch. Okay, once you get that done, you want to make sure that once you submerge this into the basin with a mixture of water and vinegar, you want to make sure that it completely covers it. So, and in this situation it does. So I'm going to drop this in. Might have to add a little bit more due to the handle there. Actually, I'm going to do that. Let me do that real quick. Add another 2 cups of water. And then half a cup of vinegar. Just to make sure we keep our proportions right. Swirl that around in there a little bit. Okay, now, all right. Once that's in there, you can drop your little screw in there too. You're gonna let that soak, in this case, approximately an hour, hour and a half, depending on how soiled it is. This one's pretty heavily soiled, so I'm probably gonna let it soak at least an hour and I'll come back and check it. Anything painted, especially painted brass, you do not want to soak it any longer than 30 minutes. It'll just eat it away. It'll eat the paint right off. But if it's pure brass and there's no paint on it, I mean, you can soak it upwards of 3 hours. You just don't want to go. Just be cautious on it. Come back and check it periodically. Come in here and take your toothbrush, if it's heavily soiled, every 15 minutes, and just scrub it down. But we'll come back in an hour and check on it.